Alright, and we are back with I Wanna Be The HeavenTrap, run by Mudspud.
Hello. Um, I'm
Yeah, they can hear you.
okay. I'm ready to start. Should I give a countdown?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay. So this is I Want to Be the HeavenTrap. As you may be able to tell, it is an I Want to Be the Guy fangame. It was created in 2011, so it's quite an old one. Wow, off to a great start. It was made by Carnival, a prominent Japanese maker, and it takes much inspiration from I Want to Be the Love Trap and I Want to Be the Guy, of course. Yeah, in this first stage, we want to not die at all so we can maintain a platform cycle, but I died, so that was really slow. And we're already at the first boss, and I died to it. Oh yes, I do apologize if anyone is irritated by loud keyboards. I tried to set up some noise cancellation stuff, but whenever I did that, it would just like cut off my own voice, so I'm not using it. And we do have Autofire for this run because most of the runs of this game are from like a decade ago in the Japanese community, and they like using Autofire, so that's the category. Autofire is not an official part of the game, it's an external tool. But there's not really that many places that I actually use Autofire. It's mainly just that one boss. Yeah, so coming up on the second boss now. Also, there are many traps in this game, as you can probably see. Okay, so this is the second boss, Meta Knight. He has 3 different attacks. The first one is just these targeted crescent shape things. And this attack, we can just stay right in this corner because these fruits are all random, but they can just barely never reach that position in the corner, so you don't have to do anything to dodge that. And this is like, this attack is like the first major run killer because these falling platforms and spikes are completely RNG. And we want to get RNG that will let us kill him in one cycle, which we got. But sometimes that is just not possible. Our next room is the slow room. Much like that screen in I Want to Be the Guy, it is very slow. And dying to it is very bad, because it loses a lot of time. So hopefully I don't die to it again. You can actually do a skip that allows you to not have to wait for this last platform, but it is really difficult and I do not do it. Okay, I'm glad that's over. Okay, so here we're actually going to reset the global timers because there is a trap that we will see in a moment. Ryu here from Street Fighter. His animation is actually always running, so depending on like when you activate the trap, he can have a different animation. So sometimes, yeah, so we don't want his foot to be on the left when we're climbing up that area because then it gets in the way and kills you. But by resetting the global timers at the save point, we can make sure that by the time we activate the trap, his foot will not be in the way. And now we're at the Taiko avoidance. The blue bullets are water and the red ones kill you, and all of the Taiko faces kill you. This is kind of like Big Kid from I Wanna Be The Love Trap with the water bullets that we have to use to survive. Also, this game is made in the Necron engine, so if we do a really low jump in the water, it actually bugs out and it makes you do a full jump instead. Thankfully, my keyboard basically can never do a natural one-frame input, so that's not likely to cause any issues for me. But if we get really unlucky, it could. And like I Wanna Be The Guy, we have to collect all these red orbs after each boss, and once we get enough of those orbs, we'll be able to access the final stages of the game. So there's actually multiple paths we can take from the beginning. I take that's okay. Great death. I took the path that I just did first because I'm doing this wrong. The Meta Knight boss, as I mentioned, can kill a lot of runs by just not giving you good enough RNG, so you like to get that out of the way first. And then also the slow room, for obvious reasons. We want that to be near the start of the run as well. Yeah, so there we took the portal room back to the forest stage. And the reason for doing that is there's actually a second branching pathway from here if we go down underneath this platform and hopefully not die. Good. Kind of like the entrance to the Metroid stage in I Wanna Be The Guy. Here we have some really cool invisible blocks. And here we have a corner jump. Thankfully I did not die to it. Dying to it actually loses a lot of time because we want to maintain a cycle for this room. And if we die in the first screen, it means we have to wait here for longer. Thankfully, I did not die. Here we have somehow gained the ability to freeze projectiles. You'll never see that ever again. This is the Jonker boss, aka Rubbish Bin. Fun fact about this boss, in the credits, it's referred to as rubbish bin with a question mark, because I guess Carnival did not know what the character was actually called. It can be kind of difficult sometimes depending on the RNG, but thankfully it was fine this time around. The red fruits in that fight are targeted, but the bob-ombs come in at random speeds and random angles, so they can really screw you over sometimes. And the falling spikes are random too. This is potentially the most stressful stage. Most stressful stage in the run, because we have lots of slow platforms, and I want to not die at all, because if we don't die, we get the best cycle for the next screen, and you have to be kind of fast to get it as well. Okay. So if I were to die here, I would have to wait for this platform to go all the way down before I can go up on it, but since I did not die, I don't have to wait for it. I could still die here. Hulk jumps, the classic. Okay. That went fine, I guess. Here we're going to go to the right again for the final path we have remaining. Thankfully I remembered how to do that trap this time. Also, you can actually go under the trigger for those spikes I just activated, and then not have to trigger the trap at all, but it's kind of a precise jump, and by the nature of the trigger being invisible, it's quite difficult to do. Yeah, here there's just a lot of random moving spikes. It's really good game design. And here, there's those invisible blocks. I actually jump there rather than just walking off, because if you walk off, you get a V-string that makes it so if you jump a frame too early, you'll bonk your head on the block but still die to the spike. So by jumping, I avoid that. This boss can be annoying due to the strange shapes of all of the projectiles he throws at you. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why these aren't like animated or anything. They look really silly. Like, he was able to animate the like fire thing, but not whatever the heck this attack is. But I guess I should be grateful that it's not animated, because if it was, it would be much more difficult to avoid. Oh, and of course, all of the hitboxes are precise with the sprites. Here is our next Autofire usage. Yeah, we can just stand right in front of this dragon, because he does shoot these targeted fireballs, but they have their sensor points in the top left of the sprite rather than the center of the sprite. So if we stand right next to it, the path it chooses just does not interact with us at all. Yeah. Also, this game has restarting music, so whenever I reset at a save point or die, the song will reset, which I know many people find to be annoying. And here we have the Super Smash Bros. Logo. Very creative boss choices from Carnival. It has a few attacks and they like ramp up in difficulty as his HP goes down, and they can overlap in very unpleasant ways. But thankfully that was fine. Also with that boss, you can actually shoot your bullets like through its sprite without hitting him, because there's like a gap and all of the hitboxes are precise with the sprites, as I mentioned. So you can sometimes lose damage because of that if you're not paying attention, which is annoying. Okay, and now that we have obtained 6 of those red balls, we have now accessed this area. Like, there was no visual indication that we could go here, but we can, as opposed to before where we could not. So yeah, we get to ride the Vic Viper from Gradius and avoid all of these spikes and fruit. It's very slow. Now would be a great time for donations. I hope everyone enjoyed that original joke invented by me. Yeah, and these cyan fruits are targeted. So I try to aim them in positions that don't get in the way. Also, you can actually like go through that entire area blind, because you can go past the camera and everything is already loaded in, so you can do it all, but I need to be able to see or I die, so I don't do that. If anyone were to make a Taz of this game, that stage would be pretty funny. Yeah, this is the Idolmaster avoidance. I know many people are not a fan of this song, so if you're one of those people, I apologize. It has like a lot of really easy attacks, and like right now there are many attacks where you can just stand in the corner and never die. This is the first of 2 actually difficult attacks in the avoidance. Okay, I died. Unfortunate. Yeah, the way that attack works is it spawns a lot of fruit in a bunch of like random positions, and then they all move away from a particular point at really fast speeds. And RNG can be really rough there. Alright, hopefully it'll be fine next time around. If things go too badly with this avoidance, I do have a backup save file to skip it, but hopefully that won't be necessary. Okay, that RNG looks a lot better. Yeah, we can just stand in the corner again. Yeah, there's, like, as I said, like, all of these attacks are completely free, with a couple of exceptions. This attack we can actually just, like, stand over here in this corner because the fruits spawn too high to be able to kill us from the left side. That looks unpleasant. Okay. That attack is usually completely fine. But as you may have noticed, the fruit managed to like end up very close to the bottom of the screen. That very rarely happens. I'm really surprised. But they just target your position, but like you can stand in the middle and then just like move to the side. But if there's like fruit that are too close to the edge of the screen, they can come in at an awkward angle and still kill you, even if you're moving. So I try to do it in the corner and jump, and it works like basically every time, but not this time apparently. It's just marathon luck, I guess. Hopefully no more deaths here. As I said, there are two difficult attacks. That one I died to was not one of those two. The second difficult attack is the last one of the fights. But if I play well, I should be fine. Like, the first attack is difficult simply because it can just give you really bad RNG. The final attack, it's also RNG, but like, even if you get bad RNG, it tends to just be avoidable, but just not easy. So I'm not too worried about it. Okay, that's me not dying to that attack. And this is the final attack. Oh wait, I totally forgot a commentary thing I was going to do for this boss. So it was originally made for a different game by Carnival called I Wanna Be The Expert, which was never finished. It was like a compilation of avoidances, but there were only 3 made for the game, and this was one of them. And when that game was scrapped, Carnival just ported it over to here. That's a difficult strat I just did. Where we stand on the fire because the hitbox changes with the animation, like everything. And I reset at a lot of saves here, so you don't really get to listen to the song, which is a shame because it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to try a strat that is not worth it, just for fun. Okay, I almost got it. You can do that ledge jump in the middle and skip having to go to the right. that's the hard part of that skip, but then you have to do this as well, which is not the hard part, so I'm a bit upset that I died like that. I don't go for the ledge skip in runs because it's not worth it. So I'm actually really surprised I managed to do the ledge first try. We reset the global timer for this save as well for those fires. Also, there's a fire on the edge of this screen because funny, and I should have said there are like, it looks like there are many different paths you can go for those screens, but there's lots of invisible blocks that get in the way of many paths, so there ends up only being one route you can take. That was a great time for donations. Ha 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 ha. Okay, I'm looking. I should be fine with time, I think. Oh yeah, that screen, like 2 screens ago, that was in Camellia 2. You may have recognized it. Okay. This is where the game actually gets quite difficult. So, this is... okay. Right. This is Satan, who I'm failing at miserably. The idea with this boss is he shoots whenever you shoot him. Shoot his eyes in particular. That's his only weak point. And he has a few different attacks that you can use. The yellow fruit spawns a ring of curving stuff, and the blue one spawns a ring curving in the opposite direction. The grey fruit bounces around the screen and persists for a long time. The red one is targeted, and once we do enough damage, there'll be a different set of attacks that it will choose from. As you can see, the cyan just falls from the ceiling. Generally, the cyan is like the best attack to get because it doesn't last very long, so I can go for damage more quickly. Pink is bad because it can give you very unfavorable RNG, so it's best to wait for it to make sure it's safe to shoot. Like, if I had shot really quickly there, I probably would have died because of the pink getting in the way of a different attack. Okay, and at this point we can start doing damage without Satan responding at all, but after a few hits, he is now shooting on his own accord, so I can damage him as much as I like, and he'll only attack back on a timer, so it's best to go for damage as fast as possible here. Okay, that was very easy RNG. And we beat the game. Now we can escape. Just kidding. There is another boss. So here we have Beelzebub. And as a player we have gained the ability to fly with infinite jump. I don't know why we didn't utilize this ability before, but it is what it is. So, he has a few different attacks to choose from. One of the attacks, like, it can spawn bullets at any horizontal position on the screen, so if you just stay up at the top and shoot the entire time, there's a chance that it'll just spawn the attack inside of you and you'll die immediately. So that's why I go down between all of the attacks. Now we have the second phase. Here we only have 3 different attacks. We had those circles as the first one. And here we have, okay, that attack that I died to. That one is like the most difficult to avoid in phase 2, but it's also the best one to get damage because it allows you to stay at the top and shoot the entire time, as opposed to the other 2 attacks that kind of force you to move down. So yeah, it's very good for damage, but it's difficult to survive, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword in that regard. I was kind of hoping like I would get the bad attack in the first phase so you can actually see it, but it's fine, I guess. So RNG can be difficult here, but sometimes it's not so bad. And also, it's actually easier to dodge this on the right side of the screen, objectively, because I don't know if you can see, the bullets are actually like directed towards a position that is not actually the center of the circle. It's slightly to the left, so that results in a greater angular spread on the right. Also, that is time. Okay. Actually underestimates, so that's good. I can actually read chat now. Panka, the suspicious looking blocks you ask about, I assume that is on the screen where we go to Satan. Like, there's an area on the bottom where the rising platform is, and you can go there, and there's like a door looking thing, but if you go there it doesn't do anything. It's just like decorative. Like, the structure with the blocks exists, but you don't get anything by going there. Yeah. Thanks for all the GGs, everyone.
Let's let these beautiful credits play out.
Yes, here is Rubbish Bin, as I mentioned earlier. It's not question mark, because he didn't know the name of the character.
is. Any last words?
Uh, Thanks for letting me do this run at the marathon.
Yeah, thanks so much for running it. This game's sick. All right, up next we have Toho Genso Wanderer, Lotus Labyrinth R, run by SAS.